To present this Legacy Award, please welcome to the stage last year's Lifetime Achievement winner, Tasoula Hadjitofi.
I'm speechless. George Michael was bigger than life. I'm in tears that although late, we the Cypriots are claiming a little bit of this giant. So before I say anything, I beg you, stand up for this man. George Michael's heart was as vast as his talent, and that heart was distinctly and undeniably one of a humanitarian. He donated millions to countless charities, mostly anonymously. He walked in shelters with care and not with cameras. And then he wrote the iconic song, Last Christmas. Who of you ever goes through Christmas without listening to that song even today? My Christmas is never the same. But then, this beautiful human being, he pledged that all royalties from Last Christmas would be donated to famine relief in Ethiopia. It was a phenomenal act of radical generosity, one that spoke volumes about the man behind the music, that vulnerable, that beautiful human being who fought for diversity. To this day, Last Christmas continues to support critical humanitarian work, literally saving lives daily. George Michael, I would like to believe our George Michael, although too late, walked the way of a peaceful warrior. And with every step, he told the world that we all should know that greatness is not measured by fame, but by love in action. George Michael, ironically, died on Christmas Day, but he's still with us. Tonight, as we present the Legacy Award to a musical genius and a Cypriot soul, I want to say to George Michael's family the following. I truly wish you were here. I would love to hug you, to thank you, and to bow to you. When I travel, or we travel, we meet people around the world who don't always know where Cyprus is, what Cyprus is, but they do know who George Michael is. That is your greatest contribution to our island and to humanity. I am sure you are proud of your son, but I want you to know, so are we. We love you and we feel for you, and I am sorry it took so long to tell you this as Cypriots. But you are no longer alone. If anything else, you have all of us of the diaspora.
Accepting the award on behalf of George Michael's family, please welcome the executor of his estate, Chris Organ.
I find these things very emotional, so forgive me, and bear in mind I'm English when it comes to this bit, so. Kalispera, Esas, Maristo, Bume, Bros Kalefede, Eto Abobse. I hope I just said good evening and thank you for inviting me here this evening. I met George in 1982 when I was 24 and he was 18, and I was his lawyer and I hope his friend from then until his tragic passing in 2016. I now have the honour and the privilege to be the executor of his estate with his sister Yoda. And we also run his business, George Michael Entertainment, together with other colleagues. And these are honours and privileges that I wish I didn't have, because it would mean that he would be here with us today. In my opinion, George was the greatest singer-songwriter of his generation. He was also one of the most honest, kind, smartest, nicest, and most generous people I have ever met. His legacy lives on through his outstanding body of work and also the phenomenal philanthropic work he undertook anonymously during his lifetime, which today continues and will continue in the future through his charitable trust, the George Michael Fund, of which I and his sister are trustees. Now, we decided that as he was no longer with us, people needed to know that the work that he assiduously undertook anonymously does continue, and for as long as I'm involved, will continue to support all of the things that were close to his heart. George was a very humble man. He never sought accolades or plaudits or awards, but I am certain that if he was still with us, he would have been here today instead of me, and you would have been a lot happier about that, to receive this prestigious tribute to himself, his life, and his work. So, on behalf of George, his father Jack, Sudi, Jack's wife, his sister Yoda, myself, and everybody who loved him, I thank you sincerely for awarding George this honour, and I will make sure that it is taken back to England and presented to his family at a forthcoming private event next month. Sas Efharisto.
If I could keep you all standing for just a little while longer. We also have a letter that George's sister Panayota has sent, and she would like us to read that to you all here tonight. So the wonderful Lucy is going to do the honours.
Kalispera σας. So I have a letter that Panayota has written on behalf of George's family that I want to read out to you all. Good evening, everyone. I am sorry that I'm not with you to celebrate this wonderful Lifetime Achievement Award for George. I know my friend and colleague Chris is delighted to be with you this evening to accept it on behalf of myself, my father Kyriakos, and his wife Sudi. If George were here tonight, I know he would want to speak to you about his memories of the beautiful days he spent in Cyprus when he was a child, and I'm also sure that his strongest memories would be of our first wonderful family holiday in Famagusta when he was 7 years old. Cyprus was such an adventure for him because it was his first time away from our family home in North London. He was in heaven, playing in the sun on the beach, cuddling baby chickens in the yard behind the holiday flat, singing songs with Melanie and me in the back of the hire car. Yes, he was already singing at the age of 7. And riding on a donkey when he visited our relatives in Badrigi, our dad's village. And last but not least, enjoying the love that was lavished on him by his great-grandmother, his stede. When the time came to leave Badrigi, at the end of the first visit to Cyprus, George cried his eyes out. And when Mum asked him what was wrong, he said, "Stede is old and I won't see her again." This sensitive little boy grew up to be a loving and generous man and an amazing musician. Thank you for honoring him tonight with this prestigious award. With much gratitude, Panayota.